Hello, today I'd like to discuss the issue essay number 14. Write a response in which you discuss the extent to which you agree or disagree with the statement and explain your reasoning for the position you take. In developing and supporting your position, you should consider ways in which the statement might or might not hold true and explain how these considerations shape your position. It's primarily in cities that a nation's cultural traditions are generated and preserved. I agree with the statement and reckon that a country's cultural traditions are mainly generated and preserved in cities. At first glance, cultural traditions are conserved in rural areas, since they are more conservative and therefore are more inclined to preserve the traditions. It's true for some specific traditions, such as special ways of singing, cooking, making things from natural materials, etc. They are passed down from generation to generation and preserved mainly in rural areas. However, these days rural areas do not generate new traditions, probably due to the lack of favorable conditions. Young generation which could create them often leaves major cities. Moreover, for the same reason, young population fleeing to urban areas, all traditions are often said to die out, because there are few people to pass them down nowadays. For example, while national dances are preserved in dance schools in cities, almost no one dances them in rural areas, where they probably were originated. Thus, the opinion that cultural traditions are mainly preserved in rural areas is fallacious. Moreover, there are national museums, public libraries, theaters, exhibitions, shows, and historical buildings where the cultural traditions are preserved. Museums are open to public and play an educational role, telling the people of the country about their history. For instance, the Bolshoi Theater in Moscow saved the famous classical Russian ballet school for a long period. Therefore, nowadays cultural traditions are mainly preserved in cities rather than in rural areas. Additionally, since young people who are creative and active move to cities, they can create their new cultural traditions. Cities provide them opportunities to be innovative. Theaters, literary clubs, politics, and so on, colleges, universities, think tanks are located in cities. For example, rock music was originated from country music that is considered as a genre, which includes folk lyrics and music. Rock music drastically became popular around the world in the 60s. Young people have created many different styles such as heavy metal, alternative rock, etc. Eventually, these styles became traditional for some regions. For instance, nowadays people distinguish classical British rock music, the Beatles, or classical American rock and roll music, Elvis Presley. Therefore, young and creative people generate modern cultural traditions in cities, where they have more opportunities to prove themselves. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to support my channel. Goodbye.